Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today on the channel, I'm going to show you how to replace or upgrade your Dewalt String Trimmer Head or Weed Eater. Alright guys, this is the Dewalt 60 volt Flexvolt string trimmer in the vise. I have it clamped up to the job vise, but this is the 60 volt one. I know this process will also work on the 40 volt and the 20 volt one, at least the ones that are in production right now. But today we're going to be using this Husqvarna T35 tap and go string trimmer head or weed eater head. I call them weed eaters, but when I say weed eaters, people these days, they're like, what is that? So we're going to start calling these string trimmers. Anyways, I know this process will also work with the Speedfeed 400 head for Echo. From Echo, I know that the Speedfeed heads are made by multiple people, but if I were to get one, I would go with the one made by Echo, especially since those seem to be a lot more heavier duty and just better quality. But today, we're going to be using this Husqvarna T35 tap and go string trimmer head. This video is not sponsored by Husqvarna, Dewalt, Lowe's, Home Depot, or anyone. This is just what I found works best. So quick note before we get started, if you're getting into Dewalt string trimmer line, whether it's 24 or 60 volt, it does seem like they're shipping them with a new head, and the head is almost exact replica of the Echo Speedfeed 400. I'm not sure if it's licensed by them or manufactured by them or whatnot, but it looks almost exactly like an Echo Speedfeed 400 and functions exactly like an Echo Speedfeed 400. I did look at them very closely together, and it does seem like the one that the Dewalt ships with is a little bit bigger than Echo Speedfeed 400. It could be like a 450 or something, not sure, but they do know, make sure that they are shipping with a new head. So if you're going to pick one up, make sure you get one with the new head and not the older head. Just a quick tip. Without further ado, this is how we're going to do it. Alright guys, so in order to do this, I'm going to be standing right here. So everything that I say is going to be in reference of me standing here and then facing towards the trigger or where the battery is. So this way is 12 o'clock for me, okay? Or if you don't know what that means, this is what you're looking for straight is. So what you need is a little screwdriver, and this is pretty much all you really need. A decent sized screwdriver that has maybe a 3 or 4 inch smooth shaft. And the reason you need that is to lock the spindle or lock the shaft from spinning, okay? Or else you will not be able to put force or apply force to this head and spin it off. You look on the side, if I'm looking at it like this is my left. On the left side, there is a little notch around the guard where you can put in a smooth metal object. So you need to put it in there and spin it. You can actually look, and there it goes. Look, now it's in there. The shaft is now locked, or a spindle lock as some people call it. So there's 2 ways to do this, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about both. What most people will probably end up doing is they're going to remove this, and then they're going to most likely end up removing this nylon lock nut, removing all these plastic pieces, removing this part, and then screwing off the adapter. But that is a lot more tedious and maybe a little bit more longer, and you're probably going to end up losing some pieces since there's springs, washers, and nuts in there. So I'm going to show you how to do it the easier way, or what I would prefer, the better way. This whole head is on here with an aluminum adapter that's pretty much square. We're going to remove the whole thing at once, okay? So make sure it's locked. And then I'm taking this and I'm spinning it clockwise. What that means is I'm spinning this part of the head this way, okay? So you grip hold here. I actually hold onto this guard while also holding the spindle lock because it gives me more grip. And then with a lot of force, you need to spin this to your right or clockwise, okay? So, okay, so that one came off relatively easy, primarily because I already done this before and I put it back on to show you guys how to do it. But you take this off and the whole thing will come off. And here's that aluminum adapter that's pretty square that you'll end up with if you do it the other way, but I'll do it this way. This is the old Dewalt head, okay? We're going to be replacing it with, showed you guys earlier, this Husqvarna head. So let me take it out of here. I already cut it open. So with the Husqvarna head, this is the T35. It'll also work with the T25, but if I were you, I would go with the T35 because the T35 is much bigger than the T25, okay? So this is the T25 head, okay? Compared to the Dewalt head, the T25 head is a lot smaller. That's why you go with the T35 head. They're relatively close or closer to size. Okay, when you get the package, it'll come with a few nuts and bolts or adapters. You don't really need them, especially not on this one, because the one that is in there will fit and it will work. So this is what the head looks like. You don't really need most of the other stuff, but I would keep it around just in case you need it. So putting this on is the exact opposite process of what we just did. Make sure this is on here, so the shaft doesn't spin. Some people I've seen put like Loctite and put it in there, but I'm not gonna do that. So, because if I need to take it off, I can take it off. You take this and you spin it to counterclockwise, which is to the left. This is the top, take 12 o'clock and spin it to the left. Okay? And this is almost important for most people to know, since a lot of the string trimmers and the heads sometimes may be reverse threaded, but in this case we're turning this way. Put it here, hold this, and make sure you put almost the same amount of force you use to take it off. In this case, I'm going to apply a little bit more force, primarily because the amount of force I applied to loosen this the second time I just showed you is not a lot. I've seen other people take it all off and use a screwdriver to give them some extra leverage, but in this case we don't need to put that much. If you have it in a way where the screwdriver will stay in there by gravity, you can just take the head and put a good amount of force on it and you should be good. These heads already come with, the T35 comes with the Husqvarna titanium force string with the 0.095, so this one's pretty good. I use this pretty regularly and it works out pretty well for me. So that's pretty much all you really need to do to get the head replaced on your Dewalt Flexvolt string trimmer. Alright guys, so that's how you replace the head on a Dewalt 60-volt Flexvolt string trimmer. Like I said, this will work on the 40-volt model and the 20-volt model, at least the ones that are in production right now as of June 2019. And with maybe the 20-volt one, you may want to use the T25 head, but with the 40-volt and 60-volt, you should definitely use the T35 head or the Echo Speedfeed Head 400. So I forgot to mention, but before you do any of this, you should remove the battery. I'll put that in the thing in the beginning of the video, but now we're going to go put the battery back in and then let's see how it works. I'm sure it's a psychological thing. But that just feels better. I think someone on one of the previous videos mentioned there was a big crack on the motor housing. I'm not sure what he was talking about. I think that's primarily how the motor housing is put together. There is no crack on this. I did inspect it a little bit, but there is no crack on this motor housing as far as I know. This right here is primarily because it joined the two pieces right here to hold the head to the shaft. More vents, but that works out really well. So this is a better head, good upgrade. I had to replace it because I let someone borrow it, and somehow, I don't know how, but they somehow damaged the little eyelet here that lets it out, so now the string always breaks off right there. I thought it was bad string or brittle string, so I replaced the string with a newer string and it still did the same thing. So another lesson in why I don't let like a lot of people borrowing tools or whatnot, but we're not going to get into that today. But anyways, this is how you replace it. It looks like it's almost a perfect replacement. So I hope this video has helped you guys out. The reason I upload this video is primarily because there doesn't really seem to be much, if any, information out there about which heads will fit on the Dewalt 20, 40, or 60 volt string trimmers. I know the Echo Speedfeed heads are really good, and the Husqvarna T25 and T35 heads are really good. So hope this video helped you guys out in helping somebody at least replace or upgrade their string trimmer head. I literally just tried it a few minutes ago and it seemed to work really good. Almost definitely better than the factory head on bump feed, and just the feel and the smoothness of the trimmer. So like I said, make sure safety first. Make sure you take out the battery if you're going to do that, if you're going to replace it. Good luck, and we'll see you guys next time.